Health warning seniors. Stop taking these two vitamins. They are weakening your legs after 60s. Do you experience weak legs, tired muscles, or loss of balance as you grow older? These common health problems in seniors may be linked to the very vitamins you take every day. This essential video reveals the two worst vitamins that can weaken your legs and reduce your mobility after the age of 60, along with simple exercises for seniors to restore strength and prevent falls. Many older adults over the age of 65 take daily supplements in hopes of improving mobility and bone health. However, some vitamins can actually speed up muscle loss, weaken your legs, and make walking more difficult. Don't let these hidden dangers threaten your independence or increase your risk of falling at home. The pills you thought were protecting you might actually be pushing you closer to losing your ability to move freely. According to research published in the Journal of Tufts University, improper supplement doses in older adults can cause cramps, muscle soreness, and even affect the motor nervous system. In today's video, we will uncover truths your doctor or pharmacist might have never told you. 1. Sugar. Let's begin with a seemingly harmless name, sugar, the sweet substance many of us have loved since childhood. But after the age of 60, it is no longer just a simple dessert. Many seniors start their day with a cup of coffee with sugar, a slice of cake, or a container of strawberry-flavored yogurt. That may sound harmless, but these choices may trigger dangerous reactions inside your body. When refined sugar enters your bloodstream, it causes a sharp spike in blood sugar levels, followed by a sudden insulin surge. What comes next is a rapid drop in energy that leaves you feeling tired, weak, and drained. This sensation is often mistaken for aging, but in reality, it might just be that morning teaspoon of sugar or the pastry you had with your tea. When this cycle of blood sugar spikes and crashes repeats over time, it leads to metabolic disruption and chronic inflammation in the body. The most affected areas are your muscles and joints, already more sensitive with age. Chronic inflammation causes dull pain, weakens muscle fibers, and makes it harder for your muscles to recover after physical activity. Meanwhile, sugar also interferes with the absorption of calcium and magnesium, two key minerals that help with muscle contraction and maintain lean muscle mass. When your body doesn't get enough of these, you may notice your legs feeling weaker, less flexible, and more prone to cramping, especially at night. A study from Harvard University revealed that high sugar diets not only affect insulin levels, but are also linked to muscle strength decline and increased fall risk in the elderly. What makes the situation worse is that sugar is not just found in candy or soda. It hides in foods many assume are healthy, such as sandwich bread, bottled ketchup, packaged juices, or even low-fat milk. These all contain various forms of sugar under unfamiliar names like dextrose, maltodextrin, or corn syrup. If you're wondering how to escape this sweet trap, here's some good news: you don't need to completely give up sweetness in life. Start by replacing refined sugar with better alternatives such as raw honey, blended dates, or coconut sugar, all of which contain trace minerals and cause fewer blood sugar spikes. When you crave something sweet, instead of packaged cookies, opt for a bowl of unsweetened Greek yogurt with fresh blueberries. Not only is it delicious, but it also aids digestion, boosts anti-inflammatory effects, and delivers antioxidants that protect muscle tissue. Most importantly, read food labels carefully. Don't be misled by products labeled low-fat, organic, or diet-friendly that are actually loaded with hidden sugars. Every small change in your diet can make a big difference over time. Your legs don't need the sweetness of sugar. What they truly need is the strength that comes from proper nutrition. 2. Fried foods. Imagine a casual lunch at a restaurant, a crispy piece of fried chicken, a few golden French fries, and a cold can of soda. It sounds tempting. But for someone over 60, this meal could be silently causing long-term damage to the muscles, joints, and blood vessels in your legs. Fried foods are not only high in empty calories, but also rich in saturated fats and, more dangerously, trans fats, especially in foods that are fried repeatedly in reused oil. These fats are among the primary culprits behind chronic inflammation in the body, including areas like the knees, ankles, and feet, the parts of the body that bear the most weight every day. When your body experiences inflammation at the cellular level, muscle fibers become weaker, less flexible, and more vulnerable to injury. Joints become stiffer and cause prolonged aches, particularly in the morning or after sitting for extended periods. A report from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that diets high in saturated fats increase inflammation markers, leading to muscle atrophy and gradual loss of leg muscle mass, significantly raising the risk of falls in seniors. And it doesn't stop there. Fried oils, especially those reused many times as in fast food restaurants, contain a high number of free radicals. These are unstable molecules that damage cells, harm muscle tissue, and disrupt the body's natural healing process. They also clog small blood vessels, reducing blood flow to the muscles in the legs and slowing down recovery after physical activity. This results in heavy legs, muscle soreness, or frequent cramping. Have you ever felt your legs become sluggish after a meal filled with fried foods? That's no coincidence. Your body is working overtime to digest the heavy fats in those meals, leaving less energy available to support your muscles. That explains why many people feel sluggish, sleepy, or unwilling to move after eating fried food, even though that's the time when your body needs activity to maintain muscle mass. So what can you do? The good news is you don't have to give up crispy textures entirely. You can switch to healthier cooking methods like baking, pan-searing, or using an air fryer. For instance, try baking chicken with turmeric and ginger, both of which have anti-inflammatory properties and are easier on your circulatory system. Instead of French fries, try oven-roasted sweet potatoes with a touch of olive oil and rosemary. These not only taste great, but also provide fiber, potassium, and antioxidants that help improve blood flow and reduce muscle stiffness. In addition, consider replacing regular cooking oil with extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. These contain healthy fats that support anti-inflammatory responses and protect the blood vessels. This choice benefits not just your heart, but also your legs. And remember, you don't need to make every change at once. Every time you say no to a fried food, you are saying yes to stronger legs, better balance, and more years of independent movement. 3. White bread. Many older adults begin their mornings with a slice of white bread topped with butter, jam, or cheese. It's a quick and common breakfast. But did you know that this type of bread made from refined wheat flour is one of the culprits behind muscle loss, fatigue, and reduced leg stability as we age? The refining process strips the flour of almost all fiber, B vitamins, and minerals like magnesium and zinc, essential components for sustaining energy and proper muscle function. What remains in white bread is fast-digesting starch, which causes a spike in blood sugar right after eating, followed by a sudden crash that leaves you feeling hungry, tired, and drained. According to a study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Aging, consuming refined carbohydrates such as white bread, white pasta, or white rice can increase insulin resistance, a key factor in muscle weakness among seniors. When your body becomes resistant to insulin, glucose cannot efficiently enter your muscle cells to be used for energy. As a result, your muscles become energy-starved even if you've eaten well. This leads to tired legs, muscle weakness, and a gradual loss of firmness. Additionally, due to the lack of fiber, white bread does not help digestion or blood sugar control. This leads to frequent hunger and increases the likelihood of consuming high-calorie, low-nutrient foods. When white bread is paired with items like margarine, processed sausage, or sugary jam, you may unintentionally be creating what some experts call a muscle-wasting breakfast rather than a meal that boosts energy. Moreover, excess weight gained from eating too many refined carbs puts extra pressure on your knees, ankles, and feet, which are already vulnerable with age. Here's something important that many people don't realize: eating refined starches doesn't just affect your muscles and blood vessels. It also impairs your body's ability to recover after physical activity, whether you're walking, climbing stairs, or simply standing up after sitting for a while. Your legs need stable energy from fiber and protein-rich foods. But if your meal consists of only a plain slice of white bread, its nutritional impact is close to zero. So what's the solution? Very simple. Instead of white bread, switch to whole grain bread, flaxseed bread, barley bread, or oatmeal bread. These options contain more fiber, B vitamins, and plant-based protein, which helps stabilize blood sugar, provide sustained energy, and nourish active muscle groups. If you want something to pair it with, choose boiled eggs, avocado, or low-fat cheese foods rich in healthy fats and protein that help maintain muscle elasticity and endurance. A small change to your morning routine could be the first step in helping you maintain your ability to stand up without help, climb stairs with ease, and enjoy steady, confident steps each day. White bread may look harmless, but upon closer inspection, those thin slices are quietly draining the strength from your legs without you even realizing it. Don't let this simple habit take away the most valuable thing, your independence and mobility. 4. Alcohol and alcoholic beverages. You may have heard that a little red wine each day is good for the heart, but after age 60, your body no longer processes alcohol the way it did in younger years. Those small glasses of beer or wine in the evening or on weekends may seem harmless, but they could be silently contributing to serious problems in your muscles, joints, and blood circulation in the legs. Alcohol reduces your body's ability to absorb essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D, all of which are crucial for muscle contraction, recovery, and bone strength. When these minerals become deficient, your leg muscles grow weaker, more prone to cramping, soreness, and loss of power even after light activities such as walking around the house. That's not all. Alcohol also causes dehydration, a condition that seniors are more likely to experience since the natural sense of thirst diminishes with age. Dehydration reduces the flexibility of your muscles, making them more susceptible to cramps and nighttime leg spasms, which many seniors suffer from without knowing the true cause. Additionally, alcohol affects the liver, the organ responsible for producing compounds that help build muscle tissue and regulate energy metabolism. When the liver is overworked to process alcohol, its ability to support muscle repair and growth significantly drops. A study from the U.S. National Institutes of Health (NIH) found that drinking alcohol just 2 to 3 times a week can impair muscle function and decrease bone density in people over 60. This becomes especially dangerous when combined with natural aging, as weakened muscles and bones reduce balance and mobility, sharply increasing the risk of falls, the leading cause of hip fractures and loss of independence among older adults. Moreover, alcohol is high in calories but offers no beneficial nutrients. Each glass of wine, beer, or cocktail contributes to abdominal fat and internal fat, adding extra weight to the lower body, particularly the knees and ankles. If you've ever woken up feeling tired, heavy in the legs, or unmotivated to move after a night of drinking, that's not just in your head. Your body is struggling to deal with the effects of alcohol. What's the solution? You don't have to give it up completely. If you enjoy a glass of wine, consider reducing how often you drink and always pair it with a meal rich in protein, leafy greens, and plenty of water to stay hydrated. Or, you can replace alcohol with healthier options such as herbal teas, fresh vegetable juices, or warm lemon water with honey beverages that help you relax while supporting digestion and circulation. Most importantly, listen to your body. If you often experience leg pain, numbness, or cramps after drinking alcohol, don't ignore those signals. That may be your body's way of telling you it's time to make a change. You deserve calm evenings, flexible legs, and a vibrant life, not the silent damage that alcohol can bring. 5. Processed meats. This is a food group that many seniors favor because it is convenient, easy to prepare, and familiar in everyday meals, from breakfast ham slices and sausages and sandwiches to cold cuts in a quick lunch. But beneath that convenience lies a series of risks that directly affect the strength, stability, and mobility of your legs. Processed meats often contain high amounts of salt, preservatives, artificial colors, and flavoring agents, especially nitrates and nitrites. These compounds not only extend shelf life and improve appearance and taste, but also trigger systemic inflammation when consumed. This can impair muscle performance, increase the risk of cramps, and lead to lingering pain, particularly in the calves, knees, and ankles. Even low-grade chronic inflammation is enough to weaken muscle fibers and slow down recovery after simple activities like walking or climbing stairs. Another major concern is the extremely high sodium content. A small serving of sausage or deli meat can contain 700 to 1,000 milligrams of sodium, nearly half the daily recommended limit for people over 60. Excess sodium causes the body to retain water, leading to swelling in the legs, a common condition many seniors experience after seemingly harmless meals. When the legs swell, blood and oxygen cannot circulate efficiently, resulting in soreness, heaviness, and restricted mobility. Additionally, processed meats contain large amounts of saturated fats, the type of fat that narrows arteries and restricts blood flow to critical muscle groups. When muscles don't receive adequate blood supply, they're deprived of oxygen and nutrients, leading to weakness, fatigue, and loss of endurance. A study published by McMaster University found that older adults who regularly consume processed meats are at higher risk of muscle loss, osteoporosis, and difficulty standing up, walking, or maintaining balance. What's most concerning is that the damage from these meats isn't immediately noticeable. It accumulates slowly, day by day, until one day, your legs can no longer support you, and only then do you look back and realize the cause. So how can you replace them while keeping meals nutritious and convenient? You don't need to eliminate meat entirely. Shift to fresher, healthier protein sources like boiled eggs, steamed chicken breast, grilled salmon, or stir-fried tofu with vegetables. If you need meat for sandwiches or salads, opt for homemade shredded chicken, lightly stewed beef, or water-packed canned tuna instead of processed deli meats or sausages. Your legs don't need preservatives, artificial additives, or excess salt to stay strong. What they truly need is real protein, essential minerals, and good circulation. Just by changing a few items in your daily meals, your body will respond with lighter steps, firmer support, and fewer aches every day. 6. Instant noodles. This is a food item that may seem extremely convenient and is commonly found in every kitchen, but it is actually a silent saboteur of bone, muscle, and joint health in older adults. Many seniors, especially those living alone or feeling too tired to cook, often turn to instant noodles as a quick meal solution. But behind a few minutes of boiling water and a tempting aroma lies a packet full of empty calories, low in nutrients, yet high in sodium, saturated fats, and industrial additives. A typical packet of instant noodles may contain more than 1,000 milligrams of sodium, almost half the recommended daily limit for older adults. This excess sodium causes fluid retention, leg swelling, joint stiffness, and makes blood circulation more difficult, especially in the small vessels that nourish the calves and feet. Moreover, the starch used in instant noodles is refined wheat flour, similar to that in white bread, which causes blood sugar to rise quickly and then crash suddenly. This creates an energy starvation state in your muscles, leaving your legs feeling tired, shaky, or weak shortly after activity. Have you ever felt dizzy, sleepy, or heavy after eating instant noodles? That's because your digestive system is consuming most of your energy just to process the saturated fats and empty carbohydrates in the noodles instead of nourishing your muscles and joints. Even more concerning is the seasoning packet included with the noodles. It often contains a mix of additives like monosodium glutamate, MSG, preservatives, artificial coloring, and flavor enhancers, all of which can increase inflammation in the body and disrupt the mineral balance necessary for muscle function. Chronic low-grade inflammation at the cellular level leads to dull knee pain, calf tightness, and more frequent nighttime cramps, a common sign in seniors with poor dietary habits. Some studies have shown that regular consumption of instant noodles can lead to muscle loss, reduced bone density, and electrolyte imbalance, all of which increase the risk of injury and mobility decline. Notably, instant noodles do not provide quality protein, a key element needed to maintain muscle mass and support recovery after movement. Without protein, muscle fibers are more likely to contract and weaken over time, leaving you feeling unsteady on your feet. So what's a better alternative? Try simple but more nutritious options such as boiled whole grain pasta, sweet potato noodles, or oatmeal cooked with vegetables and eggs. If you still crave the rich flavor of noodles, use bone broth seasoned gently with natural herbs like ginger, onion, or garlic, which not only taste good but also fight inflammation and improve circulation. Don't let the convenience of a quick noodle packet be the reason your legs feel heavier, more fatigued, and lose their ability to move freely. Start by reducing how often you eat instant noodles each week and switch to simple meals rich in nutrients. Your body will thank you in every lighter, more flexible step you take after a smart meal. 7. Commercial cakes. Now, let's talk about a treat that reminds many people of their childhood, the soft, sweet taste of birthday cakes or simple afternoon desserts, commercial cakes. But behind the lovely aroma, smooth cream layers, and fluffy sponge lies a serious threat to legs that are already weakening with age. Mass-produced cakes are not only loaded with refined sugar, but they also contain trans fats, preservatives, and artificial colorings. These ingredients do not nourish the body. Instead, they promote inflammation, block blood flow, and break down muscle structure in older adults. In particular, trans fats added to cakes to extend shelf life and stabilize the frosting are a major factor in making muscles weaker, joints stiffer, and blood harder to circulate to areas like the calves, ankles, and feet. Have you ever felt more tired, heavier in the legs, or experienced numbness in your toes after eating a slice of cake? That's not just a passing sensation. It's a sign that your insulin is out of balance, your blood sugar is swinging wildly, and your muscles are not getting the energy or nutrients they need to function properly. Furthermore, commercial cakes often contain very little, sometimes no protein, magnesium, or calcium. This means you're eating something with a high calorie load but nearly no nutritional value to help your body maintain strength. As muscle mass naturally declines each year after age 60, consuming nutrient-empty foods like cake can accelerate muscle aging. Muscle fibers are not repaired after movement, slowly weaken, and leave you feeling exhausted after climbing stairs, standing for long periods, or performing daily tasks. Even worse, additives like synthetic colors, artificial flavors, and emulsifiers found in commercial cakes may also disrupt liver and kidney function organs responsible for detoxifying the body and maintaining mineral balance essential for muscles and joints. When your liver and kidneys are overworked, you may experience leg pain, mild swelling, or reduced motor response, all signs that your body is calling for help. So what can you do if you still want to enjoy a bit of sweetness in life without sacrificing your leg health? The good news is, you absolutely can. Try baking at home using whole grain flour, mashed bananas or apples instead of sugar, and healthy oils like olive oil instead of margarine. You can still enjoy a soft, pleasantly sweet cake that also provides fiber, B vitamins, and good fats your body needs. The cakes you bake yourself, even simple ones, represent smart choices and respect for your own body. Every time you say no to a slice of commercial cake, you're saying yes to stronger, more confident legs that support your active life in old age. 8. Processed cheese. Next on the list of foods that quietly weaken your legs after age 60 is one that may seem harmless, but actually has widespread effects on muscle and circulatory health: processed cheeses. Many older adults enjoy starting the day with a cheese sandwich or snacking on string cheese or melted cheese sticks in the evening. These items are convenient, easy to eat, and have a rich, appealing taste. But because they're so convenient, they often become daily staples without people realizing they might be a hidden reason why their legs are growing weaker over time. Processed cheese products such as cheese slices, cheese sticks, and cheese spreads are typically high in sodium and saturated fat. High sodium not only raises blood pressure but also causes fluid retention, leading to swelling in the ankles and feet, especially by the end of the day. That heavy-legged feeling, persistent ache, or tingling at night might come from those seemingly innocent slices of cheese. Even more, the saturated fats in processed cheese harden the walls of small blood vessels, making it harder for blood to reach areas like the lower legs and feet. When blood flow is restricted, muscles don't get enough oxygen or nutrients to stay strong. As a result, your legs may feel weak, tire quickly, and show signs of imbalance when standing up after sitting for a while. On top of that, many types of processed cheese contain phosphates additives used to stabilize the product's texture. But when consumed in excess, phosphates disrupt the body's mineral balance. Too much phosphate interferes with the absorption of calcium and magnesium, the two most vital elements for muscle contraction and bone strength. Without these minerals, night cramps, prolonged leg fatigue, and reduced mobility become more frequent. One more concern: processed cheeses are usually low in quality protein, while fresh cheeses like ricotta or farm-style cheese contain high levels of easily absorbed protein. Processed versions go through multiple manufacturing steps that strip away most of their nutritional value. The result: you consume lots of calories and fat, but you're not getting enough protein to nourish and maintain aging muscles. You may have thought that a morning cheese sandwich was a convenient breakfast, but when examined closely, it's missing the nutrients needed to keep your legs strong. A study from Tufts University showed that people who consume more processed cheese have a higher rate of leg muscle weakness and walk more slowly compared to those who eat fresh dairy products. So, how can you make better choices? It doesn't mean giving up cheese altogether. Instead, choose fresher, less processed cheeses that are lower in sodium and higher in nutrition, such as ricotta, cottage cheese, or farm-style cheese. These not only provide good protein, but also support calcium absorption and don't contain harmful additives. Try pairing them with whole grain bread, avocado, or leafy greens for a balanced meal that is both delicious and protective of your legs. Every smart food choice you make today becomes a firm step on the path to lifelong strength. And if you've ever felt your legs getting heavier after a meal, try making a change starting with that slice of cheese on your plate. You might be surprised by how much lighter, more flexible, and freer your steps become. 9. Commercial ice cream. Now we move on to a popular dessert, especially familiar during hot days or family gatherings. Commercial ice cream. The sweet, creamy, cool flavor may feel like a well-deserved treat after a long day, but for people over 60, it can quietly trigger a chain of persistent problems affecting muscles, joints, and leg strength. Commercial ice cream typically contains large amounts of refined sugar and saturated fats, two of the top ingredients responsible for chronic inflammation in the body. Every time you eat ice cream, your body experiences a rapid rise in blood sugar, followed by an intense insulin response. This doesn't just leave you feeling tired and low energy afterward. It also disrupts the steady energy supply your muscles need, especially those responsible for movement like the calves, thighs, and hips. This energy instability leads to faster muscle fatigue, less flexibility, and difficulty recovering even from light activities. In addition, the saturated fats found in ice cream, usually from industrial dairy cream, reduce the elasticity of blood vessels, especially the tiny capillaries in the legs and feet. When blood circulation is compromised, oxygen and nutrients don't reach muscle tissue properly, leading to weakness, dull pain, and noticeably reduced mobility. That's why many people feel heavy-legged, unable to stand for long, or just worn out in the evening after eating ice cream. But it's not just the sugar and fat. Commercial ice cream is also loaded with synthetic additives like artificial coloring, flavoring agents, emulsifiers, and stabilizers. Once inside the body, these substances can increase cellular-level inflammation, directly affecting joints such as the knees, ankles, and lower legs. Chronic inflammation causes joints to become stiff, harder to bend, and more painful during movement. For people with arthritis or joint degeneration, ice cream may act like fuel poured on a fire. A study published in the Journal of the International Nutrition Institute found that people who consumed commercial ice cream and similar desserts at least 3 times per week had a significantly higher risk of mobility problems, especially when it came to getting up from chairs, climbing stairs, or staying balanced while walking. So, what can you do if you still want to enjoy the refreshing comfort of ice cream? You can absolutely choose healthier alternatives. Instead of store-bought industrial ice cream, try making your own with frozen bananas blended with a bit of almond butter, or mix plain Greek yogurt with frozen fresh fruits. These choices contain natural antioxidants, less sugar, and fewer harmful fats, while also aiding digestion, reducing inflammation, and stabilizing blood sugar, all of which help muscles maintain steady energy. Remember, each treat you choose not only affects your taste buds for a few minutes, but also shapes how your body functions for years to come. One cold scoop of ice cream might quietly lead to a night of cramps, aching legs, or discomfort when standing. But if you make the right choices, each spoonful becomes an investment in your mobility, independence, and a vibrant life in older age. 10. Milk chocolate. Now, let's talk about a sweet and easy-to-eat treat that many see as a small reward in the day: milk chocolate. Many older adults enjoy a piece of chocolate as dessert, a way to relax, or simply to enjoy a little sweetness in the afternoon. However, what few people realize is that milk chocolate, especially mass-produced commercial types, contains ingredients that can negatively impact muscle health and mobility, particularly for those over 60. The first issue lies in the sugar content. Milk chocolate contains very high amounts of refined sugar, often listed as the first ingredient on the label. Sugar not only causes dramatic fluctuations in blood sugar, but also promotes chronic inflammation, weakening muscle tissue, aggravating joint pain, and reducing flexibility in the legs. Every time you eat milk chocolate, sugar rapidly enters the bloodstream, triggering insulin release and creating a roller coaster of energy highs and lows that older bodies struggle to handle. The result: you may feel tired, drained, or wobbly after what seemed like a small, harmless snack. Beyond the sugar, commercial milk chocolate often contains saturated fats from milk and refined vegetable oils. These fats, when accumulated in the body, can block small blood vessels and reduce blood flow to the muscles in the legs. When circulation is impaired, the muscles don't get enough nutrients or oxygen to recover, leading to weak, tired legs that take longer to bounce back after movement. This also raises the risk of numbness, cramps, and even reduced nerve sensitivity in the feet, a serious concern for seniors, especially those with diabetes or high blood pressure. Another overlooked factor is the low cocoa content in milk chocolate. Most commercial brands contain only 10 to 25% cocoa, while the rest is mostly sugar, cheap fats, and additives. In contrast, pure cocoa is rich in flavonoids, powerful antioxidants that improve blood flow, reduce inflammation, and support muscle health. Unfortunately, those benefits are largely missing in most milk chocolate products found on store shelves. A study by McMaster University showed that consumption of sugar and saturated fats from milk chocolate is linked to reduced muscle endurance and increased joint pain in women over 60. What's worse is that this habit often continues due to the mindset that a little bit won't hurt, but for aging bodies. Every small indulgence can gradually accumulate into lasting effects on mobility, balance, and independence. So what's the solution? Switch to dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa content. This type of chocolate has less sugar, more antioxidants, and can even help improve circulation, enhance mood, and support nerve health. If the flavor of dark chocolate feels too bitter, pair it with nuts like almonds or walnuts, or enjoy it with fresh fruits like bananas or strawberries to balance the taste. Each time you choose a healthier piece of chocolate over one filled with sugar and unhealthy fats, you're doing more than avoiding aches and cramps. You're protecting your legs from silent decline over the years. The sweetness you need isn't in grams of sugar, it's in the ability to stand on your own, walk comfortably, and live an active life each day. 11. Canned foods. Next on the list of harmful foods is canned food, a group that offers convenience and long shelf life, but hides serious health risks for muscles, joints, and circulation in seniors over 60. Many older adults, especially those living alone or who prefer to stock up on food, often rely on canned products as a quick solution. From canned tuna and beef stew to canned vegetables. These items may seem practical and safe, but behind that convenience lies a chemical cocktail that, if consumed frequently, can slowly wear down the health of your legs. The first major concern is the extremely high sodium content. A single can of tuna, canned beef, or even canned beans can contain 700 to 1,200 milligrams of sodium, equal to or exceeding the recommended sodium intake per meal for seniors. High sodium causes water retention, leading to swelling in the feet, ankles, and calves. This swelling reduces flexibility during movement, adds heaviness, and increases the risk of falling. But it's not just the salt. Canned foods also contain a variety of preservatives like nitrites, benzoates, and artificial colors and flavors. These compounds, once inside the body, trigger low-grade inflammation, a key contributor to joint degeneration, muscle loss, and chronic pain. When inflammation continues over time, muscle tissues struggle to recover, joints lose flexibility, and mobility gradually declines. Weight-bearing joints like the knees and ankles are particularly vulnerable in these conditions. Another commonly overlooked issue is the actual nutrient value of canned food. While labels may claim that they contain protein or fiber, the truth is that sterilization, canning, and long storage often destroy a large portion of essential nutrients needed for muscles and bones, such as magnesium, zinc, and vitamins B and D. As a result, you may be consuming calories without receiving the nutrients necessary to keep your legs strong, flexible, and resilient. Additionally, some metal cans are lined with materials that contain aluminum or BPA bisphenol, A compounds that can leach into food over time when accumulated in the body. These substances may affect the peripheral nervous system, causing symptoms like leg numbness, loss of sensation in the feet, or delayed reflexes. These effects contribute to the increased risk of tripping or falling in seniors, who may not realize that their meals are part of the problem. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Aging in the U.S. found that seniors who consumed canned food more than 4 times a week had significantly higher rates of leg pain, muscle weakness, and joint deterioration compared to those who mostly ate fresh foods. So what can you do? You don't have to eliminate all convenient food options. Instead, choose low-sodium or no-salt added canned goods without artificial preservatives. Better yet, opt for frozen foods which are preserved by cold temperatures and retain much of their original nutrients. If using canned beans, be sure to drain and rinse them thoroughly to reduce sodium. For quick protein, try water-packed canned tuna or pre-cooked chicken breast kept in the refrigerator. Don't let convenience cost you your mobility. Every time you choose fresh over canned, you're feeding your body with ingredients that strengthen muscles, support flexible joints, and help your legs move more freely each day. 13. Monosodium glutamate (MSG). Continuing our journey to uncover the silent culprits behind declining muscle strength and mobility in older adults, we come to an ingredient that is extremely common in processed foods, yet few people truly understand how dangerous it can be: monosodium glutamate, or MSG. You'll find MSG in instant noodle seasonings, packaged soups, canned goods, seasoning powders, broths, snacks, and hundreds of processed food products. Many people even add MSG directly to their cooking, not realizing that after age 60, consuming this flavor enhancer may have more impact on nerve and muscle function than we think. Monosodium glutamate is a sodium salt of glutamic acid, a naturally occurring amino acid, but when processed and consumed in high doses, MSG can overstimulate nerve cells, a phenomenon known as neurotoxicity. This is especially concerning for older adults whose nervous systems are already becoming less responsive and slower to recover. Studies show that MSG can interfere with the communication between the brain and muscle, leading to abnormal muscle contractions, cramps, numbness, or a feeling of loss of control in the limbs. Have you ever felt a sudden twitch in your leg, like an electric current passing through, or maybe you felt unsteady, like your leg didn't respond properly when walking? These may be early signs of neural transmission disorders linked to MSG consumption. MSG is also an inflammatory agent. It can activate molecules in the body that trigger inflammation, especially in joints, ligaments, and muscles. This can lead to dull pain, joint stiffness, or a gradual decline in muscle strength. People who are sensitive to MSG may even experience more noticeable symptoms such as headaches, dizziness, sweating, or a sudden warm flush after meals. Beyond its effects on nerves, MSG also disrupts energy metabolism in muscles. It can interfere with how glucose, the primary fuel for muscles, is used, leaving your legs feeling tired, weak, and easily exhausted even after mild activity like walking or climbing stairs. In older adults, whose absorption and metabolism have already slowed down, these effects can become even more severe. A study from Tufts University warned that high MSG intake is associated with a greater incidence of muscle weakness and slower reflexes in older people. This is a clear sign that MSG is not as harmless as many believe. So how can you avoid MSG while still enjoying flavorful meals? Start by reading product labels carefully. MSG can appear under different names like flavor enhancer, hydrolyzed protein, yeast extract, E621, or simply seasoning. Limit the use of premixed seasoning powders, commercial bouillon cubes, and instant noodles. Instead, enhance flavor naturally with ingredients like garlic, onion, pepper, ginger, turmeric, lemon, or dried herbs like basil and rosemary. These not only bring out the natural taste of food, but also contain antioxidants that reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and protect your muscles from damage. Caring for your legs after 60 isn't just about exercising properly. It also starts with eliminating harmful ingredients from your daily meals. Cutting down on MSG is a small step that brings big rewards in maintaining strong, stable legs so that every step you take is free from pain, fatigue, or imbalance. If you start your morning with a glass of water, a light breakfast, and a multivitamin, believing this daily habit will help you live longer, stay healthier, and fight aging. You're not alone. But what you may not know is that the very vitamin you trust, the one you've taken faithfully for years, might be the reason your legs feel weaker, more prone to cramps, sore, or unstable. It sounds hard to believe, doesn't it? But the truth is, some vitamins, if taken incorrectly or in excessive amounts, can have the opposite effect. They may silently damage the nervous system, drain muscle strength, and gradually steal away the independence you're working so hard to maintain. And sadly, the most dangerous of these are two of the most widely promoted and most commonly used vitamins among older adults. 14. Vitamin A. Let's begin with vitamin A. Vitamin A. We all know it's important. It protects vision, supports the immune system, and keeps the skin healthy. But few people realize that excessive intake of vitamin A, especially from supplements, can cause a range of harmful side effects that are often mistaken for age-related problems or joint issues. What makes it especially dangerous is that the damage doesn't come all at once. It builds up quietly, bit by bit, like sand slowly eroding a rock over the years. After age 60, the body's ability to regulate and eliminate excess vitamin A is no longer as efficient as it once was. Because vitamin A is fat-soluble, it does not flush out easily like water-soluble vitamins, such as vitamin C or the B vitamins. Instead, it accumulates in the liver, soft tissues, and especially in joints and muscles where, over time, it can cause noticeable damage. Have you ever felt sudden tightness or unusual pain in your calf muscles, or noticed your knees making clicking sounds, feeling stiff or achy even when you haven't done much? These might not just be signs of natural aging, they may actually indicate chronic vitamin A overload, also known as hypervitaminosis A. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism has shown that long-term high-dose vitamin A supplementation is associated with reduced bone density, particularly in key areas like the femur and pelvis, the bones that support your entire body weight. This means even a minor slip or fall could lead to a fracture if you've been unknowingly accumulating too much vitamin A. But there's more. Excess vitamin A also interferes with your body's ability to absorb calcium and magnesium, two essential minerals for muscle contraction and strength. When these minerals are lacking, your calves and feet are more likely to cramp, ache, or become less flexible when walking. That stiff-legged feeling in the morning or the sudden difficulty climbing stairs may be a sign of this nutritional imbalance. Additionally, high vitamin A levels can damage the liver, reducing your body's production of key enzymes needed for energy metabolism. This results in overall fatigue, loss of strength, and legs that tire easily after even light activity like tidying up or walking around the garden. So what's causing all this vitamin A buildup? Often, it's the seemingly harmless habit of taking a multivitamin daily, frequently eating liver, or using supplements without checking dosage. Many multivitamins marketed for seniors contain 800 to 1,500 micrograms of vitamin A per tablet, far more than you need if your diet is already sufficient. The solution is not to eliminate vitamin A altogether, your body still needs it. What matters is balance and choosing the right sources, instead of pills. Get your vitamin A naturally through foods like carrots, pumpkin, mangoes, green leafy vegetables, and egg yolks. These contain beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, which your body converts only when needed, greatly reducing the risk of overdose or toxicity. Don't let a small pill fool you into thinking you're protecting your body. The truth is, too much of a good thing can be harmful, and in the case of vitamin A, the price might be your mobility, independence, and quality of life. 15. Vitamin D. Most older adults are aware of the importance of vitamin D in helping the body absorb calcium, prevent osteoporosis, and support the immune system. That much is true. But here's the problem: many people are now taking vitamin D supplements with the mindset that more is better, and this very excess may be causing serious harm to muscles, joints, motor nerves, and leg health. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. When taken in large amounts, it cannot be easily flushed out in the urine like water-soluble vitamins. Instead, it is stored in fat tissue and the liver. If you maintain high doses over an extended period, especially without a doctor's guidance or proper monitoring, the body may develop vitamin D toxicity, also known as hypervitaminosis D. And you may be surprised to learn that the first warning signs often appear in your legs. When vitamin D builds up in the body, it can lead to overabsorption of calcium from food, causing elevated blood calcium levels, a condition that can trigger cramps, muscle pain, spasms in the calves, and even a burning or tingling sensation in the thighs and feet. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with legs seized by cramps, or felt an unusual stiffness when walking? Despite not exercising much, these may be signs that your body is overloaded with vitamin D. Another danger is that excess calcium can start to deposit in soft tissues, including muscles, tendons, and ligaments around the knees, ankles, and heels. These tissues, which should be flexible, may become stiff, painful, and less elastic, making your legs feel heavy, less coordinated, or requiring extra effort just to stand up from a chair. That's not all. High vitamin D levels can also affect the kidneys, the organs responsible for filtering the blood and regulating the body's mineral balance. When kidneys are strained by excess calcium and vitamin D, their function declines, leading to water retention and leg swelling. This, in turn, worsens pain, increases cramping, and slows down your movements if left unchecked. This can result in loss of balance, numbness in the feet, and a higher risk of falling. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society revealed that seniors who take high daily doses of vitamin D without monitoring their blood levels are nearly twice as likely to experience leg weakness and nighttime cramps compared to those who follow medically guided dosages. So how much is too much? The answer varies from person to person, which is why you need a blood test and medical advice. There is no universal safe dose. Many people believe that taking 1,000 or 2,000 IU daily is harmless. But if your body is already getting enough vitamin D from sunlight and food, this amount can actually become dangerous. What's more, vitamin D is often hidden in other products like multivitamins, fortified milk, orange juice, and breakfast cereal, so your total daily intake might be higher than you think. Instead of rushing to supplement, focus on regular health checks, sun exposure at the right time of day, about 15 to 20 minutes in the morning, and eating foods rich in natural vitamin D such as salmon, egg yolks, sun-dried mushrooms, and naturally fermented yogurt. These sources are often accompanied by other nutrients that benefit the muscles, bones, and joints, and they do not accumulate to toxic levels. Remember, the strength in your steps doesn't come from how many pills you take, but from how well you understand and respond to your body's needs. Vitamin D, when used wisely, is a valuable ally. But if misused, it can become a silent nightmare that gradually robs your legs of power and your life of independence.